truck.
truck.
The PC is becoming a truck. Everybody is using a tablet and a phone.
The PC is becoming truck. Everybody is using tablet and phone. The PC is become a truck. Everybody using tablet and a phone. The PC is become a truck. Everybody using a tablet and phone.
He parked his truck at the edge of the parking lot.
He parked his truck at the edge of the parking lot. He parked his truck at the edge of the parking lot.
They had got hold of a little hand truck, and were piling it up with unclean-looking bundles and shabby furniture.
They had got holding of the little hand truck and were building up with the unclear-looking burden with the shabby furniture.
They had got hold of a little hand truck, and were piling it up with unclean-looking bundles and shabby furniture.
They had got hold of a little hand truck and were building up with the unclear-looking burden and shabby furniture.
Plant.
Plant.
Plant. Plant. Plant.
Plant. Plant. Plant.
Always do your best. What you plant now, you will harvest later.
Always do your best. What you plant now, you will harvest later. Always do your best. What you plant now, you will harvest later.
The plant began to shrivel and turn brown as the weather got colder.
The plant began to shrivel and turn brown as the weather got colder. The plant began to shrivel and turn brown as the weather got colder.
When the seed came up, there was one plant bigger than all the rest, and it kept getting larger and larger.
When the seed came out, there was one plant bigger than all the rest, and kept it getting larger and larger. When the seed came out, there was one plant bigger than all the rest, and it kept getting larger and larger.
Pour.
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 Whenever I've had a rough day, I like to pour my frustration into my workouts.
Whenever I got a low day, I hope to pour my frustration into my workout.
Whenever I've had a rough day, I like to pour my frustration into my workouts.
Whenever I got a low day, I like to pour my frustration into my workout.
Whenever I've had a rough day, I like to pour my frustration into my workouts.
Whenever I've had a low day, I like to pour my frustration into my workout.
The waiter will pour us 2 glasses of wine.
The waiter will pour us 2 glasses of the wine.
Mr. Frederick Ainsford Hill is pouring out his love for her daily through the post.
Mr. Parenthesis, I support the Hill is pouring out his love for her daily through the post. Which Mr. Parenthesis, I support the Hill is pouring out his love for daily love the post.
Paint.
Paint.
I paint self-portraits because I am so often alone, because I am the person I know best.
I paint self-portraits because I'm so often alone, because I'm the person I know best.
I paint self-portraits because I am so often alone, because I am the person I know best.
I paint self-portrait because I'm so often alone, because I'm a person I know best.
The smell of the paint was so strong that it gave me a headache.
The smell of the paint was so strong that it gave me a headache. The smell of the paint was so strong that it gave me a headache. The smell of the paint was so strong that it gave me a headache.
I painted my face, and to make myself as pitiable as possible I made a good scar and fixed one side of my lip in a twist by the aid of a small slip of flesh-colored plaster.
I paint my face, and to make myself as paintable as possible, I made a good scar and pierced one side of my lip in twist by the edit of the small slip of the fresh colander pasta.
Company.
Company.
If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion.
You have tried to create a person, you have to try to create a company. It's like a baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. You have tried to create a company. It's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion.
The company gave their employees a bonus at the end of the year.
The company gave their employee a bonus at the end of the year. The company gave their employee a bonus at the end of the year.
Pierre felt uncomfortable and even depressed in his friend's company and at last became silent.
P.S. felt uncomfortable and even depressed in his friend's company at least become silent. P.S. felt uncomfortable and even depressed in his friend's company and at least become silent.
Travel.
Travel. Travel.
Travel. Travel. Travel.
Travel. Travel. Travel.
Travel can be one of the most rewarding forms of introspection.
Travel can be one of the most rewarding forms of the introspection. Travel can be one of the most rewarding forms of the introspection.
I plan to travel internationally after I get my passport.
I plan to travel internationally after I get my passport. I plan to travel internationally after I get my passport. I try to travel internationally after I get my passport.
He's going to travel in foreign places. He's always doing it.
He going to travel in foreign place. He's always doing. He's going to travel in foreign place. He's always doing.
Slow.
Slow.
The trees that are slow to grow bear the best fruit.
The trees that are slow to grow bear and best fruit. The trees that are slow to grow bear the best fruit. The trees that are slow to grow bear and best fruit.
We passed the slow car on the highway.
We passed the slow car on the highway. We passed the slow car on the highway. We passed slow car on the highway.
The truth was slow to enter my mind.
The truth was slow to enter my mind. The truth was slow to enter my mind. The truth was slow to enter my mind.
Gun.
Gun.
Finance is a gun. Politics is knowing when to pull the trigger.
Binance is gun. Politics is known when to pull the trigger. Binance is gone. Politician is known when to pull the trigger. Binance is gone. Politician is known when to pull the trigger.
The man learned how to handle a gun in the army.
The man learned how to handle a gun into army. The man learned how to handle a gun into army. The man learned how to handle a gun in the army.
The gun had been fired at the right moment of time.
The gun had been fired at the right moment of time. The gun had been fired at the right moment of time. The gun had been fired at the right moment of the time.
Ceiling.
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 Ceiling. Ceiling. Ceiling.
Ceiling. Ceiling. Ceiling.
Are you really sure that a floor can't also be a ceiling?
Are you really sure that a pool can't also be ceiling? Are you really sure that a pool can't be a ceiling? Are you really sure that a pool can't also be ceiling?
I stared at the ceiling deep in thought.
I start at the ceiling deep in thought. I start the ceiling deep in thought.
There were some hooks in the beams of the ceiling.
There was some hook in the beam of the ceiling. There was some hook in the beam of the ceiling.
Busy.
Busy.
Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it.
Successful usually come to those who are too busy to be looking for. Successful usually come to those who are too busy to be looking for.
The actor always has a very busy schedule.
The actor always has been very busy schedule. The actor always had a very busy schedule.
The actor always has a very busy schedule.
The actor always had a very busy schedule.
I am busy, I need not tell you, arranging things and housekeeping.
I'm busy. I did not tell you. Arranging and housekeeping. I'm busy. I need not tell you. Arranging and housekeeping.
Mark.
Mark.
Mark. Mark. Mark.
Mark. Mark. Mark.
It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it.
It is a mark of the educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without upsetting. It is a mark of the educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without upsetting.
The official will mark where the starting line is before the race begins.
The official will mark where the starting line is before racing begins. The official will mark where the starting line is before the race beginning.
What is there to be afraid of, said the priest. Look at the marks on his arms and legs. They are the bites of wolves. He is but a wolf child run away from the jungle.
What is there you afraid of? Said the priest. Look at the mark on his arm and leg. They are beasts of the wood. He is but a wolf child run away from the jungle.
Ring.
Ling.
Close friends contribute to our personal growth. They also contribute to our personal pleasure, making the music sound sweeter, the wine taste richer, the laughter ring louder because they are there.
Close friend contributes to our personal growth. They also contribute to our personal pleasure, making the music sound sweeter, the wine taste richer, the laughter ring louder because they are there.
The ring was stuck on my finger after my hand swelled up.
The ring was stuck on my finger after my hand swelled up. The ring was stuck on my finger after my hand swelled up.
The princess gave Grandma, Grandpa, Janie and Johnny each a beautiful ring in which was set a wonderful moonstone.
The princess gave Grandma, Grandpa, Jenny, and Julie each a beautiful ring in which was set a wonderful monster.
Roof.
Loop.
When you build the house, you don't start with the roof.
When you build a house, you don't start with a loop. When you build a house, you don't start with a loop. When you build a house, you don't start with a loop.
It costed us a lot of money to repair the roof of the house.
It costs us a lot of money to repair the roof of the house. It costs a lot of the money to repair the roof of the house. It costs us a lot of money to repair the roof of the house.
The widow said she meant to give Huck a home under her roof and have him educated.
His window said he meant to keep Hawk at home under the whole roof and have him educate. The window said the meant to keep the Hawk a home under the roof and have the educate.
Hungry.
Hungry.
We think sometimes that poverty is only being hungry, naked and homeless.
We think sometimes that poverty is only being hungry, naked, the homeless. We think sometimes the poverty is only being hungry, naked, and homeless. We think sometimes that poverty is only being hungry, naked, and homeless.
We still felt hungry after dinner, so we ordered a dessert to share.
We still felt hungry after dinner, so we ordered a dessert to share. We still felt hungry after dinner, so we ordered a dessert to share. We still felt hungry after dinner, so we ordered dessert to share.
But a man cannot hide away the cravings of a hungry belly.
But a man cannot hide away the craving of the hungry belly. But a man cannot hide away the crave of the hungry belly.
Royal.
Lawyer.
There's nothing so kingly as kindness, and nothing so royal as truth.
There's nothing so kindly and kindless, so nothing so loyal as true.
There's nothing so kingly as kindness, and nothing so royal as truth.
There is nothing so kindly and kindly, and nothing so loyal as true. There's nothing so kindly and kingly and kindless, and nothing so loyal as true.
He was born into the royal family and would eventually be a king one day.
He was born into a royal family and would eventually be king one day.
He was born into the royal family and would eventually be a king one day.
He was born into a royal family and would eventually be king one day.
First came 10 soldiers carrying clubs. These were all shaped like the 3 gardeners, oblong and flat, with their hands and feet at the corners. Next the 10 courtiers. These were ornamented all over with diamonds, and walked 2 and 2, as the soldiers did. After these came the royal children. There were 10 of them, and the little dears came jumping merrily along hand, in couples.
First came 10 soldiers carrying clubs. Those were all shaped like 3 kinder gardeners, opening in part and their hand and pierced the corner. Next to them the corner. These are all named all of the with the diamond, and work 2 and 2, as the soldier did. After these came the loyal children. There were 10 of them, and the little deer came jump married along hand in couple.